On today's episode of Warehouse Safety Tips, we're going to be talking about leading with optimism and resilience. So stay tuned. Welcome to Warehouse Safety Tips. If you're a seasoned vodcast viewer, this vodcast is going to be different from most that you watch. It's based around exactly what the name implies, warehouse safety tips. And since the people in this industry are busy, we know that time is money, so each episode will be as short and to the point as possible. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get to the vodcast. There's a lot of things in the workplace that you can't control, but one of the things that you can always have a complete grasp upon is your attitude. Today and this entire month, we're going to be talking about optimism and the different things that you can do in the workplace to help with that. Today, we're talking about optimism and resilience, and I want to give you 5 tips that are going to help you achieve that. These are not by any means the end-all be-all. We want to make sure that you follow the rules and the regulations of your specific facility, but these are going to be a great place to get you started. Number 1, we just talked about it, and that is attitude. You can approach things in a different way at all times, but your attitude is going to be the one thing that you can always control. It's the thing that if you stay positive, if you try to figure out ways that you can learn from something as opposed to being mad, it's always going to be something that is going to kind of lessen the blow when things do happen, and unfortunately they will happen. But if you have a good attitude, you'll make it through and be able to figure out exactly what it is that you need to do next time to avoid it. Second is going to be having a growth mindset. This is part of the constant and never-ending improvement that you hear with like 5S and lean manufacturing. So make sure that you always have that growth mindset where you're looking at, okay, this is what happened. How can we prevent it in the future? How can we avoid it, in other ways? How can we learn from it? And how can we change things to where it never happens again? Number 3, recognize and acknowledge when things are going good. So that could be something like going through and giving an attaboy, stopping and telling somebody thank you for always being somebody that wears their PPE, their personal protective equipment, or it doesn't really matter. Just something that is always giving a positive. And when you do have to go over and point out a negative, not doing it in a way that belittles or nags or is a negative. Try to always put a positive spin on it, as opposed to saying, hey dummy, put your glasses on. Walk over and say, man, I would really love you to be able to go home with 2 good eyes to your face. Wear those safety glasses. Now, obviously, if it's something that continues, you might have to get a little bit more stern, but try to be positive whenever you can. Be solution oriented. That's number 4. That is always trying to find the thing that you could have done different, the thing that you don't have to do in the future, the things that are going to make the situation work and never happen again, or at least avoid it. And last but certainly not least, support one another. This isn't just if you see somebody, needing to move something, or if they're, look like they're confused, always be willing to jump in, always be willing to provide that extra optimism and resilience and just all of the above, and working together, because that is the things that are going to make a safety culture come together, is where everyone is buying in to the entire safety culture, to the culture of optimism, the culture of resilience, and just on a constant and never-ending improvement mindset. So again, make sure you follow the rules and regulations of your specific facility. But until next time, we can't thank you for being part of another episode of Warehouse Safety Tips. We'll be back in the next 3 weeks for other topics regarding optimism. And until we do, have a great week, stay safe, and here is a word from one of our sponsors.
It's scientifically unexplainable. It's virtually indestructible. And it's taking over the entire planet. But in a really good way. It's Mighty Line Floor Tape, the most durable floor tape in the world. 7 times thicker than average floor tape. Beveled to endure pounding warehouse traffic. And backed with a super strong peel and stick adhesive, so you'll never have to worry about painting shop floors again. Mighty Line Floor Tape, the only durable stripe.